Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a brand new video. Today is a double upload day and I'm super excited to make this video because apparently today is not just Christmas. Christmas is around the corner, but it is also my birthday and it is freaking present day, gift day, whatever you want to call it. Today they announced the upcoming patch notes, the upcoming nerfs, and I went over it already, so you can tell that I'm actually pretty excited about it. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the first card, I mean, all this stuff, blah blah blah, we're following the community, and yeah, the meta is boring and some classes are OP. This is like the summarization of the text above. So the first card we have here that is getting changed is the Rockbiter Weapon. Rockbiter is a culprit of a few mass burst damage combos in addition to being a reliable early game removal tool. Due to its strength in a variety of circumstances, it's been one of the most widely played shaman cards in Hearthstone history. Making changes to basic cards that show up in every deck will help instigate more variety and help the standard form succeed in the future, with preserving some of the synergistic potential of Rockbiter Weapon but decreasing its value as a removal tool by changing the cost of the card from 1 to 2 mana. We considered other shaman cards like Tunnel Truck and Totem Golem, but these are both leaving standard relatively soon, so we thought it would be better to change Rockbiter and improve the standard format in a more permanent way. Like, holy freaking smokes, this is the first time they're changing a card from the basic set since Freeze Mage, I believe, like since the mana cost of Blizzard, Con of Cold were changed, and that was like 2 years ago. So this is huge news and a huge change. Rockbiter from 1 to 2 mana is a huge nerf, and this is one of the best nerfs in terms of like how to nerf a card. Usually they completely make a card unplayable, and this card might actually be unplayable. Like 2 mana is huge change, but it will still probably see play. Like, the thing is that as soon as a card gets changed by 1 mana, the amount of play it sees gets reduced by a lot. It always happens, like when Sylvanas got nerfed, like nobody picked up Sylvanas for a long time, but then a few months later people realized, oh, this card is still pretty good, so we should put it in our deck. So I expect that as soon as this patch goes live, that people will go away from Rockbiter for a while, just play other cards like the Totem, the 1 mana 1+1/+1 Totem buff card. And yeah, but it's crazy. I would have preferred that they changed this card so it doesn't work with Alakir and Doomhammer. Alakir was still fine because it's a very late game combo and nobody complained about this combo. It didn't feel OP at all. But with Doomhammer it just felt too strong, so they should have just changed it so it doesn't interact with the Doomhammer. But 1 mana on Rockbiter was fine. It enabled very powerful traits with cheaper minions like Agent Squire. So I'm not the biggest fan of this specific nerf. Obviously I'm a big fan of just nerfing Shaman, but I think Rockbiter was fine, only the interaction with Doomhammer felt too strong. So yeah, but changing it to 2 mana, like, it still allows I'm pretty sure, I mean, what they show with this, they still want the combo to be playable, like with Doomhammer. But they want it to be more expensive, obviously, and they nerf also the double Rockbiter combo, because the double Rockbiter Doomhammer combo was just too much damage for its mana cost. And now if you want to do the double Doomhammer, the double Rockbiter Doomhammer combo, it costs 9 mana if you want to play everything from hand, so it's much more expensive. So like, yeah, it increases the cost by 2. So I'm very curious how, like, this really changes the meta game from Shamans a lot, because Rockbiter was an auto-include in every single Shaman deck. So I'm curious if people just go away from it and play Lightning Bolt instead, you know. Will people play much more mid-range Shaman now than aggro Shaman? I think so. Like, Rockbiter Doomhammer is a really core strategy of the aggressive Shaman deck, and it makes it that powerful combined with the Tuskarr Totemic. But look at that! My top 2 cards that have to be changed in Hearthstone, and bam! Tuskarr Totemic is getting changed. They're changing the effect Battlecry summon any random totem to Battlecry summon a random basic totem. Like, why is this change coming so late? It is the best change you could have done, and I predicted Tuskarr Totemic to be OP as soon as they announced standard, because the first thing I calculated is like how the variance changes of every different RNG effect, like from Raven Idol, Tuskarr Totemic, and all those cards, because cards cycle out. And yeah, Tuskarr Totemic was already good to get a chance of 3 in 8 to get an insanely good totem. Now it has 3 in 7, and with the new weapon it is 4 in 7 that you get a good roll. It's just way too powerful, and we had Tuskarr Totemic for 6 months now or so, and it was completely broken, and they finally changed it. It's so insane, I cannot believe it. I'm very sad that they allowed 3 preliminaries, 3, to happen with this card being playable in competitive play. And I all I can say is, just for the future, please, like those cards, that we can predict that those cards will be broken so quickly. Like after 1 month, you know, okay, this is busted, right? And we have to play with it for months. It's like, it was longer than 6 months. Like, why does it have to take so long? Like, why does it have to be so frustrating for the competitive players for such a long time before we get those changes? It happened with Unleash the Hounds, like when it was broken with Buzzard Unleash, or the old Miracle Rogue. We had to play with those broken decks for 6 months at least, every single time, before the cards got nerfed. So, and again, it took way too long. I mean, at least we're finally getting the changes, but why did it have to take so long? I just don't get it. But super awesome change. This is exactly how you have to change the card, because if you change the stats to make it a free and get a basic totem, it's too powerful. So keep the stats and just make it a basic totem, so you still have the effect. It will probably still see play because of Thing from Below, but it doesn't have this broken auto win potential. Like, what the fuck? Really good change. Damn, Call of the Wild. I didn't expect that. I know that a lot of the community were crying about this card, but Hunter feels really weak, and without Call of the Wild, I mean, Call of the Wild really carried Hunters. Like, it made Hunter viable, right? A strong tier 2 deck, but because of the very weak early curve. But I think this is a change for the future, because as soon as cards cycle out, like Totem Golem, Tuskarr, and so forth, people really see Hunter becoming super powerful, especially with Call of the Wild. And it is an insanely, incredibly strong card, and I can really see this change. And damn, nerfing it to 9 mana is again a really, like, it's like, what the hell, it's Christmas. People are really, like the guys from Blizzard are really listening to the community. I cannot believe it. They're watching tournaments like Badstone, they're seeing what people hate, what cards shall be banned, and damn, another really good nerf. Changing it to 9 mana doesn't make it overpowered. Like, 9 mana is really slow. 8 mana already felt slow because Hunter doesn't run a 7 drop, and now you have the Hyman, you skip 7 and 8, and you can play it on 9. It will probably, I'm pretty sure it will still see play because it's that powerful. You cannot do hero power with Call of the Wild anymore on 10 just for this additional 7 burst damage, so it really changes a lot, and I think it is a good change after all, because Hunter is, it is gonna become more powerful, especially when the new set comes out. And yeah, it's a good change. Execute. Damn, I was like, please leave my warrior alone, because in case you guys know, like, warrior is my absolute, like, control warrior is my absolute favorite class to play, and nerfing the execute is just painful to me personally, because I just love playing control warrior that much. But I can see it. I mean, they're making the Call of the Wild more expensive, they're nerfing shamans. I mean, execute is too strong right now, let's face it. It's the strongest removal in the game, warrior can play 2 of them. They're not just common, they're basic, so everyone has them, and you can play double shield slime as well, so it's just too strong. I can see it. It will still see play in every single warrior deck. The meta is gonna slow down automatically with the Rockbiter changes and the Tuskarr changes, so don't make the execute just a free removal. Also, I like this change especially for Dragon Warrior, because Dragon Warrior could gain insane tempo. For Control Warrior, the change doesn't matter too much. You will still run the double executes, but for Dragon Warrior, it is a big deal that the execute costs 2 mana now. Just because of the tempo swings. They could just play Enzo first mate, hit something, execute, and then develop a big minion or like a Cochran Elite, whatever, just attack phase, get too much tempo. So I really like this change as well. It's a really good change. The card was too strong. Charge. Charge is probably a bad change, or probably a bad nerf. Charge, give your friendly minion +2 attack and charge, and they changed it to give a friendly minion charge, you can't attack heroes this turn. So yeah, I mean, there were combo decks around. There was Worgen OTK, there was Giant OTK decks. It really shows that they want to go away from the combo decks, the combo OTK, zero interaction decks. I think it's okay. I don't like playing against those decks, to be really honest. When I'm playing like a mid-range deck in this, I know I can't, like, he can clear my board with the Pyromancers and stuff and execute and whatever, can stall for air, and then it just kills me out of nowhere. I can see it. I mean, they nerf Force of Nature, Savage Roar, they're going like that direction to just remove all the OTK from the deck. I think it's good. I mean, removing this and letting anything can happen still in the game. I mean, then removed one Murloc from the game and the damage is much less from the anything can happen. But usually, if you play double anything, you still kill like every opponent with the double anything. And now with the Ivory Knights, you even have a chance to get a third anything. So if you nerf cards like Charge, I don't know if it's okay to have anything. Maybe they just think that anything decks overall are not strong enough. The consistency is too low. They lose to too many mid-range decks. It's too hard to make it. Like, the win percentages are just not high enough. And the win percentages of the OTK warrior decks are just much higher. So they probably see the problem in this card. Maybe also this, as they said in the previous interviews, that this limits card design. You know, maybe they wanna introduce new cards like Giants, but with Wind Fury, but they can never introduce those cards because Charge exists, you know. So this is why they also nerfed Blade Flurry. They didn't really see Blade Flurry as a big problem, but they wanted to introduce weapons for Rogue. But if they introduce new weapons, then Blade Fury will be suddenly way too broken. So this might be one of those changes. So Abusive Sergeant, damn. Like another aggro card. Abusive Sergeant was too powerful for 1 mana. It most of the time provides you 4 attack for 1 mana. It enables you insanely effective trades, and this nerfing this card to 1/1 will probably still make this card playable because you still use it for trading. You don't really care too much about the 2 attack of Abusive Sergeant. And yeah, damn, rebalancing Abusive Sergeant. I'm pretty sure it will still be played in Zoo, but much less pressure on the board, slows the game down again. I really like this change. I'm also a big fan of this change. So, and finally, last but not least, my #1 card that has to be nerfed in Hearthstone right now, Yogg-Saron, the evil, that yeah, ruined a lot of my tournaments as well. So this is the most controversial card we've ever made. Some people love Yogg and others hate it, especially competitive players. I think every single competitive player hates this card. We felt like seeing Yogg in tournaments was not where we originally hoped it would end up. Yogg should be for players who want to have a lot of fun, but maybe not a card you see frequently in high-level tournaments. Yogg is relatively weak in power level for nearly every class at every level, but is slightly above average in 2 decks, Tempo Mage and Token Druid. We didn't want to nerf it so much that it couldn't still be a fun card for players who currently love Yogg. Yogg-Saron will now stop casting spells if during Yogg-Saron's battlecry it is destroyed, silenced, transformed, or returned to its owner's hand. Awesome. We tried a bunch of things and we think this is a significant enough nerf that it could reduce the amount it gets seen, especially in tournaments, while still maintaining the dream for people who love the card. Great change. I think now Yogg-Saron will disappear from competitive play because it doesn't guarantee the board clear and the comeback from every situation of the game. You can be at 1 HP, the opponent has a full board of their friendly minions, and you can still win the game even though you have 0 cards in hand. Yeah, awesome. What I'm really pissed about is that the change comes so late. You know, all the qualifiers for BlizzCon are done. Like, I've been at every single preliminaries, and we had to face Yogg-Saron many times in many competitive tournaments, and the chance basically to go to BlizzCon is gone, right? And now those cards were like a really big brick wall disappearing now to make the BlizzCon event a great event for the people that managed to qualify for it, but everyone else who tried to qualify it, like, we had to play with those cards again. The change comes way too late, and I'm really pissed about it, but I'm glad it comes finally. I mean, all I want in the end of the day is just Hearthstone to be a great and amazing game, because we love the game. I personally enjoy the game a lot, and I want it to be also competitive. And I mean, great changes, great nerfs. Too late, as I just mentioned, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this will increase the chance by a lot that the best prepared player will win last call, and also that the best player attending BlizzCon will win BlizzCon. So great changes will change the meta completely. I can promise you that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm super excited. Great changes. And see you guys. If you like this video, give me a like so you guys, so I know what kind of content you like. And see you guys in the next video. Peace out.